Hello, Travis. This will be some video feedback for you on your web banner. Now, unless I'm mistaken, it looks like you weren't able to get it to animate, at least at the time that you submitted it. So I'm going to do a quick demo on how you can do that. Travis, this is what I have, and I read your note about keeping it simple. It has all the essential ingredients, and I like your treatment of the photography where it bleeds off. I'm not a big fan about distorting type, just so you know, and it's often considered in bad taste. But yours looks pretty good, and think about you don't have to use that. Lastly, I think I want to see the logo somewhere, and hopefully by now you know how to do that. Let's see, that's the bent type. Anyway, I'm going to demo, make a quick GIF animation. This is the timeline dialog box, and you have two options. You can create a video timeline, which you don't want, or you can create a frame animation, which you do want. And you can look at video timeline editor later, but for now, we're just going to create, notice how I double click on that. And to add frames, I'm going to add a second frame up here, and I'm going to turn something off, maybe one of the pictures, okay? You can see that happening there. And then I'm going to go back to my frame-based editor, select those two frames, put some keyframes or some tweening in. Sounds illicit, but that's what they call it. And then select the 5 frames that I put in there and change their duration. So I'm going to make it just 0.2 of a second for demonstration purposes. Then I'm going to back it up and see what we get. Okay, so that fades in or out. So that, in a nutshell, is how you would make a GIF animation. Now notice that the more frames you have of shorter duration, the smoother effects you will get. Lastly, I wanted to be sure that you knew how to import the logo. So in your Photoshop file, I'm going to create a layer. I'm going to open up in Illustrator the style guide. So here's the style guide in Illustrator, the PDF. I've selected the logo. I'm copying it. Well, let me do that again. Selecting the logo, copying it, go back to Photoshop. In that layer I made, paste it. And it'll ask you if you want a smart object, path, or a shape layer. I think we want paths. We want to keep the vectors of Illustrator, so that's nice and crisp. Let's see, where to go? Okay, so it's on there somewhere. It might be a layer. Let me try importing it again. Create a layer. And this might have to be spooled back. Try a different option here. Try a smart object. There we go. And it may be there. I just noticed that it called for a library of objects. All right. So and you know that it's vector based because it's nice and crisp. Just a suggestion. Good going.